So I was messing around last night with Back in Time, and I found some stuff that I think you guys might want to take a look at. So I'm just going to explain it while we're watching the first cutscene here. Basically, it's about what happens when Harry steps on that platform to lift Hermione up, and we'll see it in a second. Alright, so yeah, basically, it's about how the triggers in this game work, or specifically on this map. So, I'm just gonna do it normally, and then we're gonna analyze what's happening. Okay, so what just happened was, this is how you play the level normally. So there's kind of four things you need to pay attention to. One, Harry landed on a trigger, which was the platform that was in the air. Two, the platform moved down while Hermione's moved up. Three, the doors opened and Hermione goes inside. A cutscene plays, basically. And then four, it switches your control to Hermione after it's done. Now, it turns out, we're just going to load that save again. So we're back before we did all that. The triggers to do all that are actually floating in midair right around here. That's the same height as this torch, but they're like basically right over here, and they're right next to each other. And you can hit them out of order. So it's a little difficult, but I'll try to show it off. Basically, if you do a very kind of specific bounce off this tile, you'll get redirected by this torch. You'll hit your head on it. And I didn't get it, but with ghost mode I can show you what happens. You land here. And notice that the tile's not going down, it's just because I'm on the very edge of it. I am not close enough to hit the trigger. And so basically there's two triggers midair that aren't really, that you're not supposed to be able to touch them, but you actually can. What's supposed to happen is you stand in the middle there, and then it activates the triggers sequentially on a timer. But you can do them out of order, so I'll try to show it off. Alright. Oh no, the door opened. So, a few things kind of went wrong there. One, it activated the cutscene before the platforms were in place, so Hermione walked into the... But it didn't open the door for Hermione, basically, because that trigger that opens the gates is actually just telling the gates to change state. So if the gates are closed when you hit that trigger, the gates will open up, and if they're open when you hit the trigger, they'll close. So what happened was Hermione kind of got teleported in there, and it changed the state of the gate. So you notice the top one is closed and the bottom one's open, which is the opposite of what you're supposed to have right now. And so if I actually go up there, the gate's open. I can just walk right in if I was able to get up there. Oh, there's an invisible wall. I'll show it off real quick. Yeah, this is open. This is completely open. If I had control of Hermione, I could just walk right out. You'd be trapped, though, because there are invisible walls right here. And they're very high up. They go as high as that little plank. So yeah, that's pretty cool, but it doesn't actually get us anywhere. So what you can do, though, is go back up, and then pretend I made the jump, and come up here and hit the other trigger. So if you stand right just about here, and now I've got control of Hermione. Because the reason that happens is because I hit the trigger that normally gets activated after you do the plates. So you notice I'm in the right spot, and I have control of Hermione, but the platforms still haven't switched, which is kind of weird. And the doors aren't cracked. So you'd think, if I go back, you'd think you could do a major skip by just going upwards and activating the triggers early in their correct order. Come on, Harry. So you'd think, I'm using ghost mode here, by the way, to simulate what happens. You'd think if I did that, so notice how I'm still Harry. You'd think I could actually hit the Alohomora from here but you'd be wrong because the spell trigger doesn't exist yet. Otherwise, Hermione would just be able to touch it. I'm in the floor. I died. What are you doing, Harry? Okay. Let's try that again. Alright, so, you'd think that if I did this, that I'd be able to hit the, Alohomora early, but I can't, because it hasn't spawned yet. So I was curious as to what actually makes that spawn, and I found the answer. It's this Depulso switch in this room. After you hit this switch, then that opens, this door, you know, is changed state, and this trigger spawns. Unfortunately, there's no way to hit the Depulso switch early, as far as I can tell. And even if you can, you still don't have Hermione technically with you. So she's not going to target the Alohomora. Now, if we could find a way to first do this... Oopsies, I messed it up. One more time. If we could find a way to get this, take control of Hermione after it. Basically, if we could hit that Depulso switch early in this state right here, like if we could get a turn cast or something, hit that Depulso switch, and then notice we still haven't activated the trigger that lets you take control of Hermione. It's still there to be activated. So if we were to, and by the way, doing these at this point doesn't do anything. It just, it'll actually just it'll switch me to Hermione. If I do the platforms. So yeah, all we need to do is find a way to hit this Depulso switch early, and then we can skip imps. We can skip, but actually, you don't want to do this. I don't think I'll have control of Hermione. Oh no, I do. That's interesting. But yeah, my theory was basically just get that switch early. But I don't know how to do it. Because you can't turn cast at it. It's too far away. My other idea was somehow get up there and like jump over to it, but it's impossible. I don't know if you can get on top of this torch. If you could, you might be able to run along the top of that, jump here, jump to there, because there's a ledge there, and, you know, turn cast through there. But I haven't actually been able to get on top of this torch. Although, wait a second. If I just do this... Oh, I hit the trigger. Alright, let's try that again. So here's the skip, basically. You go over here. You have to go at kind of a specific angle for that to work. And then you would just go back up. Basically, try to show it. You would land, you know, right here. Or actually land over there. And then you'd want to, Oh, that's so close. If we can make that jump, we can skip everything. The only problem is it's actually really hard to get these. You notice I haven't actually gotten the redirect once. Okay, so now I know that it's possible. Oops. But yeah, that's the theory. Get on there, walk across there, turn cast at the door, hit the Depulso.